Hello and welcome again to Tommy Travers' predictions. I'm going to do a prediction today on the All-Ireland hurling final between Cork and Limerick. But before I do that, I'd just like to pay a bit of a tribute to both football teams in the All-Ireland semi-final last weekend that I had done a prediction on. And I'd just like to say that the Dublin team, while they were beaten by 3 points, do you know what I mean? They're still a good team. That doesn't make them a bad team just because they were beaten. Do you know what I mean? They were always going to get beaten at some stage. And it's some record to win 6 All-Irelands in a row. Like before, Kerry tried to do 5 and they didn't make it. They done 4, I think, twice. So it's an absolute brilliant job by Dublin and the Dublin football team and management and everyone else that's connected with them. Now, it was complete game of 2 halves. It started off with Dublin flying, winning by 6 points at half time, and it just looked like Mayo. I don't know what happened, but it just. Now, I know they did play a bit defensive in the first half, all right. They were making sure Dublin wouldn't score any goals in the first half. And they come out then in the second half, and like a lot of times, it was completely a game of 2 halves, you know. But Mayo won anyway, and more luck to them, and they're in the All-Ireland final now, and we can see what happens there. We don't know who's going to be playing them yet, because we have Tyrone and Kerry next weekend, and I'll do a prediction on that hopefully next weekend. But I'm going to do the prediction now on the hurling today. And when I started off working on Liffey Sound 96.4 FM, the very first day was the day before the All-Ireland hurling final in 2018. And I'd done a prediction that day on, I said Limerick would win it, and they did win it. Because they're the young team, and I just went for them, and they won it anyway. They beat Galway in the final. But today now, I know Limerick are favourites. They're still, do you know what I mean, a good team, very good team. But I'm just going to go with Cork today because Cork, to me, they're a great young team. They're running at teams. They bet Kilkenny, and people say, well, Kilkenny is not as good as they were. But Kilkenny hurling team under Brian Cody, I'm telling you, they take beating in an All-Ireland semi-final. So I'm just going to go with Cork anyway, because my mother was from Cork. And for that reason, I reckon that they are a good team this year. Now, a lot of people are saying it's a year too early, but I don't know about that year too early because, I think you're better. You have to go for it when you're in the final. This thing about a year too early, they mightn't be in the final next year. They're in the final today, so you go for it when you're in it, and hopefully you'll win it. So I'm going for a Cork win anyway. So that's that. Now I'm going to do a prediction on the soccer because I follow Spurs in England, and they had a good win last weekend. I didn't get to do a prediction last weekend, but I'm going to do a prediction now on Spurs today. They're on at 2:00 today, and they're playing Wolves, and it's going to be a very, very hard match for Spurs because now I know you're probably laughing because I'm always saying that with the teams at Pally, but it is going to be a very hard match for them, and I'm going to explain why. Last year, the manager Spurs have now was Wolves' manager. So there's going to be, you know what I mean? It's going to be like a sort of a derby thing. But I think this guy now that's with Spurs is going to be a good manager with them. Now, I did start to think that when Mourinho came as well. I remember I said that on Liffey Sound, and it just didn't work out. But I think this guy is good. I think he'll do well with Spurs. So we'll see. Hopefully get into the top 4 anyway. So I'm going for a Spurs win today. So thank you.